Adam Cole is the kind of talent you want your company to build around. He's just 34 years old and is already a decorated superstar in his own right. He's been around the world and won several championships. His run in NXT Black and Gold was legendary, where he held the NXT Championship for 403 days, longer than anyone else. Fans had high hopes for him in WWE, but before he could join the main roster, he left the company and went to sign with AEW in 2021. At the time, All Elite Wrestling was hot and had signed big names such as CM Punk and Bryan Danielson. Adam Cole was one such hot name who joined the company at its highest, and at the time, it made sense. His girlfriend Britt Baker was there, and his elite friends Young Bucks and Kenny Omega were the EVPs. It seemed like a perfect fit for Adam Cole, but nearly 3 years after his debut, Adam has yet to win a singles championship in the company. So what exactly caused his setback in AEW? Let's get into it. Adam Cole's WWE contract expired in August 2021, and the company wanted him to stay and offered him a new contract. However, Cole was in a hard place. He was one of Triple H's main guys in NXT, and fans saw potential in him on the main roster. But Cole wanted something different. He wanted to be with his friends and girlfriend. Talking about how he made his decision in the Talk Is Jericho podcast, Cole said, quote, "It was 1 a.m., Britt is asleep, and I am laying in the dark thinking of the pros and cons between WWE and AEW. When I started thinking about going to AEW, I felt like a 9-year-old kid. I had butterflies in my stomach. I am so excited and jazzed up. I'm 32. If this isn't the world telling me what I'm supposed to do, then that's what I'm supposed to do. It was me, by myself, no music, no movie. I'm in the dark, by myself, going, I have to go to AEW." End quote. So that's how he joined AEW. During All Out 2021, following Kenny Omega's successful defense of his AEW World Championship against Christian Cage, the Best Bout Machine was bragging about his greatness with the Elite standing beside him. That's when the lights went out and all you hear is, "You know it's all about the boom." And out came Adam Cole. The crowd went crazy as Cole walked toward the ring and came face to face with the Elite. He then proceeded to kick Jungle Boy's face before embracing his Elite comrades. A few minutes later, Bryan Danielson also made his AEW debut, but that's a topic for a different video. It was a shocking moment. Many fans were speculating about the potential debut of Bryan Danielson at the show, but Cole's unexpected appearance added an extra layer of excitement to the event, exceeding the expectations of the audience. In the coming weeks, Cole established himself as a heel and teamed up with the Elite in several matches. His first feud in the company was with Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express. He teamed up with the Young Bucks to face them at Full Gear. Even though his team failed to win that match, Adam Cole was still a hot name, and AEW booked him in matches with the likes of Orange Cassidy and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. In the meantime, his friends of Undisputed Era from his NXT days, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, also joined him in AEW. This started a slow dissension between him and the Young Bucks, but they remained together. He also shared a moment with his girlfriend, Britt Baker, teasing a couple's storyline. The couple were featured here and there, but not very prominently. They were still kept apart for the most part. Moving into 2022, Cole started a rivalry with AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page. Hangman had ended Kenny Omega's title reign and was riding high on success, and inserting Cole in the main event feud with Hangman was a no-brainer. The two also had a history, as both of them were part of Bullet Club and even had matches. With the help of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Cole tortured Hangman for the next few weeks before their match at Revolution. Cole lost his match, but he did not lose any momentum as he went out to win the first ever Owen Hart Cup at Double or Nothing by defeating Samoa Joe. Even though he did not win a lot of matches, he had that superstar aura, and Tony Khan kept booking him in high-profile matches. At Forbidden Door, he challenged for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship in a fatal 4-way match, but he ended up losing once again. However, during the match, Cole suffered a severe concussion, leaving him sidelined from AEW for an unspecified period of time. This was a major setback for him in the company, as we did not see him for the next year. AEW was developing a feud involving Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish squaring off against the Young Bucks, with both tag teams seeking the allegiance of Adam Cole. But due to Cole's injury, the storyline got canceled. In the meantime, AEW brought new wrestlers and created new stars, and of course, Adam Cole was missed by the fans. At the time, no one knew how severe his injury really was. It was quite serious, and Cole even feared that he might not ever wrestle again. He said, quote, "I wasn't ready to have this taken from me. I want to wrestle for another 15 to 20 years, so the idea that my livelihood was taken away from me was the hardest battle I've ever faced." End quote. On the January 11, 2023 episode of Dynamite, Cole made his return to AEW and delivered a passionate promo talking about how he struggled in the past few months due to his injury and thanked the fans for believing in him at a time when he was uncertain about his future. He then announced that he was back and was ready to take over AEW, effectively turning him into a fan favorite. This was the logical decision, as Cole had already proved his mantle as a heel, not just in AEW, but in NXT and in the Indies. He had worked as a face before, but not at this level, and it seemed as if everyone was behind him as a face as well. Soon, AEW booked him in a feud with Chris Jericho. A veteran like Chris Jericho being Adam Cole's first opponent after his return was the right choice. They both have contrasting personalities, with Jericho being the brash and outspoken legend and Cole being the confident up-and-comer. Their dynamic on the mic created engaging storytelling opportunities, with each character trying to outwit and outmaneuver the other. Jericho used his JAS members to get the upper hand on Cole. On an episode of Dynamite, they handcuffed Cole on the ropes and proceeded to give a brutal beatdown to his girlfriend, Britt Baker, with the help of Saraya. They tortured Britt as Cole watched in anger. This classic heel tactic served to elevate Cole's status as an even more sympathetic babyface. Following this, Cole became even more ruthless and started targeting Jericho wherever he went. This was the edge he needed to propel him to the next level. At Double or Nothing, they had an unsanctioned match where Cole went on to win. A few weeks later, Cole and Britt defeated Chris and Saraya in a mixed tag team match to end the feud. It wasn't that long compared to other AEW feuds, but it was effective. It turned Adam Cole into a legit fan favorite. Now he was ready to once again go for the prize in AEW, the AEW World Championship, and around this time, MJF was the champ. On June 7th, 2023, on an episode of Dynamite, Cole came out to interrupt MJF. They engaged in an entertaining promo battle where both of them threw verbal jabs at each other. It was clear that AEW was going forward with this feud. The following week on Dynamite, Cole faced MJF in an Eliminator title match, where if Cole won, he'd earn a future title match against Max. It was one of the best matches in Dynamite history, and Cole almost defeated MJF, but due to the 30-minute time limit expiring, he could not. He didn't lose, but he didn't win either, and MJF refused to grant him a title match despite his close loss. You would think that this would turn into a heated rivalry between the two, but what happened next exceeded all expectations. They found themselves unexpectedly teaming up for the impending Blind Eliminator tournament, much to their shock. As the Blind Eliminator tournament began, Cole and MJF began to get along and were featured together. There was a series of sitcom-esque segments of MJF and Cole that were absolute television gold. They would go for meals together, drink together, go trampolining together, and even play dodgeball against a bunch of kids together. These moments became comedic highlights, brilliantly showcasing their contrasting personalities. They eventually became best friends and developed a mutual respect for each other. This trust enabled them to work cohesively as a tag team and win the Eliminator tournament. However, they failed to win the AEW Tag Team Championships against FTR. Despite the loss, MJF had promised Cole a future AEW World Championship match, which he announced to take place at the main event of AEW's biggest show in London in Wembley Stadium at All In. But Cole also wanted the Tag Team Championships, so they challenged for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships against Aussie Open at All In. Yeah, they put the double duty in on AEW's biggest show and secured the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships earlier that evening. In the climatic showdown in the main event, MJF successfully defeated Cole for the AEW World Championship. But the match had much different vibes this time around. They weren't enemies anymore, and MJF had given Cole the match out of respect for him as opposed to annoyance. Also, MJF was holding back, not wanting to hurt his friend. It was a storytelling masterpiece. This was a great opportunity for AEW to give the title to Adam Cole, as he was hot and over, but they kept the gold on MJF. Following their match, they shared an embrace in the ring, showcasing to the world that their friendship had reached newfound depths and was stronger than ever. This turned MJF into a full-fledged babyface. Yes, Adam Cole turned the man who was once one of the best heels of modern wrestling into a fan favorite. Fans were enjoying their friendship. They had an incredible chemistry. MJF's brash arrogance and sharp tongue worked well with Adam Cole's smooth charisma and confident demeanor. This stark difference in personalities added depth to their partnership, creating engaging interactions both in and out of the ring. Their banter and clashes of ego provided entertainment value for audiences while highlighting the nuances of their characters. It felt like a match made in heaven. The storyline became the talk of the town in AEW, with fans eagerly anticipating its epic conclusion. Some even started speculating that Adam Cole would eventually end MJF's title reign, even after his defeat at All In. Tony Khan had a lot of belief in Adam Cole around this time. During a media call, he said, quote, "I believe in 2023, he's been hotter than he ever was or has been," end quote. Unfortunately, Cole suffered an ankle injury in late September. Yeah, it was rough. He had just returned from a career-threatening injury in January 2023, and now this when he was at the height of his career. He must have felt devastated. Although he was injured, Cole still appeared on TV with MJF, supporting him in his title defenses. In the meantime, MJF's devil mask got stolen. MJF had used the devil persona earlier, so at first everyone thought it was him who launched an attack using his associates against Jay White, but Max completely refused the claims that he was the devil. Over the next few months, the devil and his men would make several appearances in AEW and attack people, and the question remained, who was the devil? As Adam was injured, MJF was left alone to defend the Ring of Honor tag titles all by himself, and he eventually lost those titles to two of the Devil's men. Smart fans kind of knew where this was going, but the only problem was, who they thought was the devil was injured. Still, AEW decided to go with the original plan, and at World's End, after Max dropped the AEW World Championship to Samoa Joe, the identity of the devil was revealed. It was Adam Cole, who led an army of Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Wardlow. The faction was later renamed to Undisputed Kingdom. MJF had been one of the best heels in the business, and then he managed to become a babyface as well. He trusted one friend, Adam Cole, and it made all the sense in the world to have that very friend betray him, just like MJF betrayed everyone he associated with before this. It's a great storyline. The only problem was that we couldn't see Adam Cole competing in the ring. MJF was supposed to take some time after losing the title, which allowed AEW to establish Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom as a force to be reckoned with, but the company has failed to do so. It has been 5 months since the devil was revealed, and we haven't seen any development in this storyline. Many would argue that this has gone cold and has no excitement. Adam Cole has rarely been featured on TV. Wardlow lost his opportunity to win the AEW World Championship. Matt Taven and Mike Bennett have largely been forgotten. The faction's only claim to gold lies in Roderick Strong's possession of the International Championship. Beyond that, credibility seems elusive for the group. And it might be that way before Adam Cole returns to the ring. Also, Adam was one of the biggest baby faces when he returned in January 2023. Is reverting him back to a heel role the right call at this stage of his career? Yes. It makes sense due to the story AEW is telling with Adam Cole and MJF, but there was undeniably significant untapped potential for Cole as a hero. Although this is not entirely AEW's fault, injuries gave him a major setback, but there were missed opportunities where he could have won the AEW World Championship. It remains possible that Cole could eventually claim the championship, but the question looms whether he can reclaim the same level of prominence he had at All In. Nonetheless, Cole has shown his potential as a top-tier main event talent if the company puts the machine behind him.